Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Friday. It is Friday, right, Michael? That's
Yep.
Yeah, it's Friday, 9 o'clock on a Friday. Well, it's currently Monday, it's about 2 o'clock or whatever. It's 9 o'clock on a Friday. Welcome to Magic TV. And today, I'm going to be talking to you about this, the Spectrum Sharpie. Now, this is the very first trick that I ever brought out with TCC. And on this video, I'm going to expose exactly what it does, how it works. You're going to see a full, live, unedited performance. You're going to see everything that you need to know to make your mind up as to whether this is right for you or not. Now, I will say, before we start, that this is the first product, the first of hopefully many products that I've bought out through TCC, and I was super impressed working with them. Any would-be creators out there and people that want to create magic that are looking to work with a really good company, you can do far worse than to work with TCC. They were quick, they were communicative. Is that a word, communicative?
Yeah.
I think
so.
Right? Yeah, they were good at communicating. They were quick. They were just great to work with, and an absolute dream. And they took something that I've been wanting to do for about 15 years and made it a reality. And I'm very proud of this. So I do a lot of walk around, and a lot of the tricks that I actually release to the magic community start with the desire that I want to do that trick myself. And I've always loved the colour changing pen knives, and I've done it on and off for years. These days, unfortunately, you bring a knife out your pocket in a close-up gig, you kind of get frowned upon. And I've done various different versions of it over the years. Strike 2, was it Strike 2? Strike 2, I think, was a lighter trick with the logo going on and off, and that was great. And Quit Smoking was another great one. That was another lighter trick. Flash by Chad Long was fantastic. That used flash drives, and there were various different ways that people had marketed over the years of taking the color changing pen knives routine and making it not a pen knife, and they've all worked to a lesser and greater extent, and I've used them all over the years. The problem is the flash drives don't look anything like anything anymore. I don't really carry a lighter around with me, and I had the idea many years ago of actually doing a color changing knife routine with a Sharpie marker. Now the problem was the angles were terrible because I was trying to do it with the lid of the pen. And so the problem then became that unless you were looking directly down at it, it looked really dodgy. And I made myself a little prototype and I tried it out, and it didn't really work very well. And then it was a couple of years after that that I realized you could eliminate all the angle problems and make it look just as good if you did it with just the logos. And the trouble is I couldn't find anywhere that would be able to print colored logos onto a Sharpie marker. Couldn't find anywhere who could do it. And for years I had this idea, and for years I'd spoken, I'm sure they won't mind me saying, I'd spoken to Penguin about this, I'd spoken to Murphy's about this, I'd spoken to Alakazam about this, I'd spoken to almost every production company that there is. None of them were able to do it. And then I had a chance encounter with TCC. I spoke to them, and as Ryan George would say in pitch meetings, it was super easy for them, barely an inconvenience. They were immediately like, yeah, we can do that, no problem, leave it with us. And then like 2 weeks later, I got a prototype, and I started doing this, and it was the dream product. It was what I wanted in my close-up set, because these are normal Sharpies. They are normal Sharpies. And as you see in this video in a bit, you're set up to do a color-changing penknife style routine, but with no negatives, only positives, but you can use them as normal Sharpies. Now, if you haven't seen the trailer, we're going to have a look at a trailer first of all. So we're going to put the trailer in now, just so you can see. And by the way, big shout out to Nemid Phoenix, who did the trailer. Nemid is rapidly becoming one of the best videographers in Magic, as far as I'm concerned. So let's have a look at the trailer first of all, for the Spectrum Sharpie. And then after we've looked at the trailer, we'll talk about exactly what you get, and we'll have a look at a live performance in a bit. Now, this is the best version of the color changing pen knives that you'll ever see. What if I told you
that you could do the classic color changing pen knives, but with a prop, an item that you carry around with you 24/7. My name's Craig Petty, and I'm so excited to be finally working with TCC to bring to you one of my favorite walk-around pieces of all time. This is Spectrum Sharpie. Keep an eye on that logo, keep an eye on the other logo. See, if I just touch something red like my tattoo, and I touch the logo and I just shake, I know, right? I can actually turn that logo, that one and that one, red. How would you get the red logos, both of them, over there and make the black logos go over there? Well, the only way I can think of is to use magic. No, right? See, there's the black logo on the black pen, there's the red logos on the red pen. Now, how can I go for a big finish? Well, the only way would be to use a different colour. How about if I try a different colour? What colour would you like? Green? What colour would you like? Purple. Green, purple. I would say blue. In fact, I tell you what, watch that logo. Watch that logo. We'll try all the what? At the same time. I know. And gone. I'm joking. It's over there. Thanks. You can have a look at that. I'm going to be talking about colour changing decks. I'm going to be talking about colour changing Sharpies. I'm going to be talking about mind reading. I'm going to be talking about a whole bunch of bonus ideas that you can use your gimmicks for. But honestly, the main routine is something that I perform at every single walk around gig.
So you've seen the trailer, you kind of know what it is. I'm going to show you a performance in a minute, but before I do, this is what you get when you spend your money. You get a little black box, gold writing, very, very TCC, and then when you open it up, you can't open it up, so you end up smashing it to bits. I'm there, I'm there, I'm there, I'm there, I'm there, I'm there. I'm almost there. I'm absolutely nowhere there, Michael. This thing, I thought the atomic deck was hard. A big blind was hard. This is nothing. Right, there you go, we're in. You've got the tutorial link here. And then you have 3 pens inside. And these 3 pens are going to allow you to perform a ton of routines. Now, I do want to say as well, I managed to keep the tutorial down to an hour. Michael.
That is impressive.
1 hour. 1 hour. And there's like 7 routines on there. There's a bunch of different stuff you can do with it, but just 1 hour, that's all it needs. And you get 3 pens with this. So let me show you what the pens are. I said I was going to expose it, and I am. So this first pen is designed to be a Sharpie marker. It's a Sharpie marker, basically. And you have the normal Sharpie logo on that side, but on the other side, you have a red Sharpie logo. And believe it or not, we went back and forth about what this red should be for ages, and we finally got it to this point. But that's the first one. Okay, so you've got a black pen, genuinely is a black pen, and you've got a black Sharpie logo on one side, you've got a red Sharpie logo on the other side. Now this is exactly the same, but this is a red pen. So this is a red pen, and you've got the Sharpie logos again, one red, one black. And then this is my favorite pen, this is sexy. So you've got another black Sharpie, and this one's got the rainbow. Isn't that cool? Yes. I love that. I think that looks so good. You've got the rainbow thing there. So those are the 3 Sharpies that you get with this. Now, all 3 of them are real Sharpies. They write like real Sharpies. And that's important because, you know, the routine, the main routine, you're going to pull this pen out. Now, if you're wanting to use this as a normal pen, if you just take this pen out your pocket and you give it to somebody and you have them sign a card, for example, they're never going to notice that the Sharpie logo is red. Nobody ever notices in all the time I've done this. And if they do, you just go, yeah, it's a red Sharpie, weird. But nobody's ever noticed ever because they're busy signing the card. They just do this, they give it you back, you put it away. So this can be a normal Sharpie marker that you can use to sign all of your different cards and do whatever you want to do. But anytime you want to, you're ready to go into this routine, which, by the way, this are the plus points of the routine, the main routine. No table. Magic happens in the hands of the spectators. Lots of phases. Super visual, examinable, and instant reset. As far as I'm concerned, it ticks every box to be a great trick. Now, I'm going to show you a performance of this. So I had Rachel come into the office today. Now, Rachel has been with me and my company for about 10 years now. She is an incredible entertainer. She's one of the top kids entertainers you'll ever meet. Terrible at magic, other than the tricks that she does in her show. She's great at the colouring book. Terrible magician. but fantastic person, amazing entertainer. And she actually does all of the recruitment and training in our company as well. So she's in charge of getting new recruits in. She's in charge of training them. She's a wonderful human being. And she came in to do some training. She was working at the office today. And I dragged her in here to show her this trick. She'd never seen it before. So you're going to see a performance of me doing this to Rachel. This is a full performance of the main routine, no holds barred. And then we'll talk about basically how it works. So have you got one of these lying around your house? You've seen a Sharpie before?
Yeah, of course.
Here's the interesting thing about a Sharpie, right?
Yeah.
That logo right there is copyrighted. Somebody got paid a lot of money to design that logo.
Okay.
It has to be the same size on every single pen. It has to be the same colour. It has to be the same shape. It can't deviate. And on every pen, you've probably noticed this, there's two of them. There's one on this side, there's one on this side, there's two of them all together. But as a magician, my job is to make the impossible possible.
Okay.
So I want you to watch the logos, just the logos.
Okay.
You see, if I touch something red, like my tattoo there, and I touch the Sharpie logo and I do this, you can actually see that. I love the look on your face. You can see that both of those logos turn red.
What?
Right? Now, if I rub it again, it turns back to black on both of them. But if I rub it again, it turns red.
What?
It's kind of crazy, right? So now we've got a red logo on a black pen. Now, there's a problem with this, right? Do you know what the problem is?
It's the wrong colour.
Well, it's the wrong colour, because if you were going to have a black pen, right, you'd want a black logo on it. If you could magically turn a logo on a Sharpie marker red, then probably the best way to do it would be to have this pen, right? This is a red pen. This is a red Sharpie.
Right, okay.
And this has a black logo on it, right? So you've got a red pen with two black logos on it.
Okay.
And you've got a black pen with two red logos on it. Realistically, if I could make the logos change colour, it'd be better for these logos to be on this pen and these logos to be on this pen. That would make sense, right?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
But if I was going to do that, I'd have to just shake. And now the logos would change places. Now, you see, you've got the black logos on the black pen. You've got the red logos on the red pen.
What?
Now, it's really important when you do this, you don't bring the pens too close together, because if you do, they're going to go back again.
What?
You don't want that. The other thing that's really important to remember is the red is always on the right. That's how I think of it, red right.
Okay.
The red is always on the right. Now, look, there's the red, right? If I switch the pens around, watch. The red is always on the right.
What?
The red is always on the right.
My eyes, what?
Too confusing, right? I tell you what, let me get rid of this pen. Okay, let me get rid of this one. Let me pop it away in my pocket. The black pen, I'm going to put into my pocket. Okay?
Okay.
Now that just leaves us with the red pen.
Okay.
Now the red pen has the black logos on it.
Okay.
If I want this pen to have red logos on it, I have to make the logos jump from the pen in my pocket to the pen over here.
Okay.
And it's very easy to do. In fact, it's super easy, barely and inconvenient. You just give a little twist, and now you have a red pen with two red logos on it. And the reason is, over here in my pocket, you're not going to believe this.
What?
I know, it's crazy. We've got the black pen with the black logos on it.
What?
Now I could do this over and over again. I could keep doing this
How?
forever. It's magic. But let me try and go for a big finish.
Okay, right.
We'll just use the black pen
Okay.
with the two black logos.
Yep.
We've made them turn red.
Okay.
Let's go for a different colour. What colour would you say?
Pink.
Pink. What would you say, Michael?
Green.
Green. I would say blue.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do all of them. Every single colour.
What?
Every single one of them. Now we've got every single colour on both logos. This one here and this one here. But if you're going to do this, be careful not to rub the black. Because if you rub the black and then rub the ink, what will happen is that one will turn black. That one will turn rainbow, and you can examine that.
What? How? How? That was just no.
I know, isn't that weird?
Literally.
The only thing is, you don't want to say clear. Do you know why? Oh, I'm joking. It's there. There you go. Merry Christmas. Very briefly, the way that this whole thing works is with a paddle move, and I'm not going to spend ages over this. But what's really cool is, and I want to show you this. This is great. So what's really cool about doing a paddle move with this is there's no angles, because the pen is grey, but the Sharpie logo is the bit that you're paddling, right? So, I mean, how good does that look, Michael? Check that out.
You can't see anything.
You just can't see anything. Even from the sides there, you can't see anything. It's completely angle proof. You can't see anything from the top, from the sides. It just looks great. And the thing is, when I first started working with this, I was kind of worried because I was like, oh, I'm going to have to bring this out of my pocket and have it orientated the correct way straight away. How am I going to do that? Because I'm going to have to like look into my hand and turn it around. And then I realized that there's a clip on every Sharpie marker. So as long as you have the clip pointing towards the colored side, when I reach into my pocket, as long as I have that clip towards my fingers, I'm always going to have it orientated the right way. And that's the same with all of these. So you'd have the red one with the clip pointing that way. You'd have this black one with the clip pointing that way. And it means that I'm always going to bring it orientated the correct way. And once you can do that, look at how good this looks, Michael. Doesn't that look great?
It's just instant.
It just looks so good. It really does. And you can do, you know, I go through on the project lots of different ways of actually doing the change, lots of different ways of doing it. But the main routine, you just have this in that pocket. You have this in whatever pocket you want. Excuse me, this in this pocket, and you're good to go. So all you do is you bring out your pen, you show it, you paddle it a couple of times, and you change the logo red. To be honest, just there, you could end the trick, and it's really good. But then you can change it back to black. Boom, just like that. And then you can change it back to red. You can do whatever you want to. And then you say, well, it doesn't make any sense to have the black pen with the red logo. And then you bring out this one with the other hand. And I teach you on this how to orientate it the correct way. And if you can do a paddle move with both hands, which isn't a difficult thing to do, you get this really nice transposition of the logos, which looks so good that the logos change places. And you can do that as many times as you want to. You can keep having the logos change places. I do that thing which was inspired by something I published on Nightshade, the Nightshade coin set, where the red's always on the right. And it's kind of like a, what? It doesn't make any sense. It's so cool. And then you can put that, in this point in the routine, I put this pen away with the red logo, and I show the red pen with the black logo, and I just do another paddle move. And it looks like they've changed places, but because I've put that pen in my pocket, I can now reach in and I can take out the other pen. And I've switched the other pen in, but they don't realize, which means that at the end, I've got this lovely moment where I put this pen away, and now I can do this, and I can have every single color on there. And when people see that, as you saw in the trailer and as you saw with Rachel, it's unlike anything they've seen before. It's just such a really strong moment. And now you can show that it's on both sides. And I throw, to make it examinable, I throw this little thing in where I go, if I touch the black and then I touch this side, that becomes black, but that's still rainbow. You can examine that. And now they can examine it because they have apparently just turned one side black. So they can examine that. And the cool thing is they can examine it until the cows come home. And this is the reset. That's it. And I make sure that these pens in this pocket are orientated the other way around so I can tell which one's which. But that's the reset. I talk about Omni pens on there. So if you want to, at the end, you can switch it for an Omni pen and talk about clear. Or you can literally just vanish the pen like I did with Rachel. That sort of thing works really well. Lots and lots and lots of different options. There's a really cool routine that I do that I talk about on the project where I change the ink in the pen to green on this one. So this is quite cool. So I change the ink inside the pen. So hang on, yep, that's right. So I take the red pen, and what I do is I put the red cap on there. There we go. I put the black cap on here. So it's the other way around. There you go. Black cap on there. There you go. So this, because these are real Sharpie markers, you can do this very, very easily. So I make the ink blue. I make this part green. You just get a couple of Sharpie markers and I go through how to do it in the tutorial, but I make the ink blue, I make this part green, I make this part yellow, and I make this part red. And I put the black nib on the end here. So I bring out the pen like this, and I start off by saying this is a black Sharpie marker, it's a black logo, and it's a black pen. And I do that. As I say, if I want to, I can make the pen turn red. Look, except that's yellow. I say I make the pen turn yellow. Now I ditch this cap, and I can say, of course, the problem is that's yellow. But you know, if we take the logo and I do this, now I can make the logo red. So I've made the pen yellow. I've made the logo red, and then I say if I snap again, now this is green. And then I finish off by snapping one more time, and now the ink is blue, and it's like you've changed the colour of the thing multiple times, which is really cool. There's loads of little routines like there on there as well. If you get a normal pen, you can so this is a normal Sharpie that is from my desk over there. If you get a normal pen and you have this pen here, so you have this one that's red and black, and you have this one that's genuinely black, make sure that's orientated the correct way, you can do a classic color changing penknife style thing. So you can show red on both sides here, black on both sides here, and I'm not doing the paddle move on this one because it really is a black pen. And I show the red one here, and then what I can do is I can take them into my hand and take out the black one here, show the black one, wave it over my hand, now it turns red, and the black one is over here. And I can do that again, and I can say, look, we've got a red one and a black one. Let me go really slowly. There's the black one. You can see the black one if I just do this. Now this one's red, this one's black. And I can do it into their hand. So if they hold their hand out, I can get them to make a fist around it and turn their hand over. Now I can take out this one. So they're holding onto the one that they think is red. I show this is black, and I go, boom. And now this turns red, and this turns black in their hand. So by throwing an extra pen in there, you can do a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And there's more on the tutorial. But the bottom line is, this is what it's very simple. I mean, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, 99 times out of 100, all I'm doing with this is I'm doing the main routine. Because the main routine for me is absolute money. It is, I used to open with coin magic. And, you know, I still do from time to time. But this is such a strong opener. I've talked on this channel all the time about what constitutes a good opener. It has to be quick. It has to be visual. It has to establish credibility. Ideally not a card trick. That's why I love coin magic, because it's quick, it's visual, it's not a card trick. This is even better because everybody knows what a Sharpie marker is. They've all seen it. And when I use that hook line, have you ever seen one of these logos? Do you know somebody got paid a lot of money to design that? And the reason they got paid a lot of money to design that is because it's copyrighted. It's the same size. It's the same shape. And they know this because they've seen a Sharpie logo before. They all look exactly the same. Nobody's ever seen a red Sharpie logo. Do you know why? Because they don't exist. And then you magically turn that Sharpie logo into a red Sharpie logo. No one's ever seen that before. It's like creating an impossible object. It's a little bit like my trick keymaster. You know, when I talk about 2 holes on a key, that's an impossible object. People have seen keys before. They know that keys are supposed to have 1 hole on them. When there's 2 holes on a key, that's insane. It's the same thing with this. When there's 2 holes, when there's a Sharpie with a red logo on there, or even a coloured logo, a rainbow logo, that's an impossible object. It makes people sit up and pay attention. The other way that you can use this, if you want to, is just as a really quick bit. So if you carry a couple of pens around with you, let's say you've got a normal pen, and let's say you've got your Sharpie pen, I'm a big believer that you should fill as many moments as possible when you're doing close-up magic with something magical happening. So in other words, if I have someone sign a card, I can't tell you the amount of magicians I've seen that will say, sign a card, and they're just there and silence while that card is being signed. Nothing's happening. I believe that that should be a moment where something does happen. So if I've got 2 pens in my pocket and I go, can you sign the card for me? You take the card and sign it. I can take this one out and say, you know, you've probably seen Sharpie logos like this before. Every magician will use a Sharpie logo because it's permanent. It'll dry on that card you're signing within seconds. I tell you what, everyone shout out a colour on 3. 1, 2, 3. And you've got all 10 people around the table or in the group shouting a different colour, and you go, watch the Sharpie logo. Look at that. Look, now I've got every single colour you named. How good's that? Oh, have you signed that? Brilliant. Hang on a minute. I'm glad you didn't say clear. I wouldn't even have a pen. That's weird, right? Anyway, let me just put this back. And I put their pen back, and I've loaded my pen back into the pocket as well. Now I'm reset to do it on another table, but it's a way of adding extra moments of magic into a performance where there's a point in the routine that's normally a little bit boring and nothing's happening, and now you're adding that magical moment in there. So there's so many different ways that you can use this. And, you know, I think it's flown under the radar a little bit. It's only just come out. But I absolutely love this. I really do. And I love the fact that it takes up no pocket space. It's there when you need it. It packs small. It plays big. I'm using every cliche in the book here, aren't I? Packs small, plays big, super commercial, no rough and smooth. Shut up. No rough and smooth. Genuinely no rough and smooth. It is fine point. Maybe people are a little bit worried that the ink is too thin. I don't know. Maybe that's a problem with maybe if I used a thick point pen, maybe a little bit better. I would like to point out that you don't need to use a phone to do this trick either. The phone is not needed. And just in case people would like to use a phone, please remember about a month after it coming out, we are going to be releasing a crib. So remember that through TCC. Just keep an eye on your instruction link. So there you go. That's the Spectrum Sharpie. You can get it from TCC or All Good Magic Dealers. They've put it out through Murphy's. So it's available from Murphy's, All Good Magic Dealers. I absolutely love this product. This is, for me, probably one of my favourite. I know what I've got coming out in 2025. I think this is going to be one of my favourite things that I've released. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you buy it? Have you got one? What do you think of it? Have you tried it out? Because honestly, guys, this is not designed to be put in the bottom drawer. This is designed for you to show people, and you will get incredible reactions with this, I guarantee you. So let me know in the comments down below if you've got it. If you haven't, or you're planning on getting it, I think TCC have put this out at a great price. But yeah, there's nothing else to say. I want to say thank you so much for watching this. Let's put a link down below to the TCC website and maybe a couple of other shops that people can buy it from. Would that be okay, Michael? Yeah. It's a 50-50. Go look in the comments, mate. Go look in the description. We might have a couple of links there. We might not. Depends on whether he's feeling up to it or not. But either way, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig. This is the Spectrum Sharpie from TCC and myself. And I'll see you again soon, right here on Magic TV.